On a quiet morning in 1931, in the small coastal town of Rameswaram, India, a baby boy was born into a humble Muslim family. His parents, Jainulabdin and Ashiyama, named him Avul Pakir, Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam. But the world would one day remember him as the Missile Man of India and the People's President. Abdul Kalam's family was not wealthy. His father was a boat owner and imam at the local mosque, and his mother was a homemaker. Despite their modest means, the family was rich in values, honesty, discipline, and kindness. As a child, Kalam was thin, with bright eyes and unruly hair, always full of curiosity. He loved watching birds and dreamed of flying someday. But he knew dreams alone weren't enough. To support his family, he sold newspapers before school, running barefoot through the sandy streets of Rameswaram. Even though he was not the smartest student in his class, Kalam's hunger for knowledge set him apart. He spent hours reading books about science and mathematics, fascinated by how things worked. His teacher, Siva Subramania Iyer, noticed his curiosity and took him under his wing, teaching him about aerodynamics and the power of perseverance. One day, as Kalam watched birds soaring in the sky, his heart whispered, "One day, I will fly too." Kalam worked hard, and his efforts paid off. He secured a place at Madras Institute of Technology, MIT, one of the best engineering colleges in India. But when he arrived, he was overwhelmed. His classmates were from wealthy, well-educated backgrounds, while he had come from a simple town with limited resources. One day, a professor criticized his aircraft design, telling him it was not good enough. Instead of giving up, Kalam worked tirelessly for days and finally presented an improved design. His professor looked at him and said, "I knew you could do it." That moment changed his life. Kalam realized that failure was not the end, but a stepping stone to success. After graduating, he joined India's Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and later the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. It was the 1960s, and India was still a young nation, struggling to stand on its feet. But Kalam dreamed of putting India among the stars. Kalam played a key role in India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, which successfully placed the Rohini satellite in orbit. But his real test came when he was given a task that seemed impossible: to build India's missile program from scratch. With limited resources, but unlimited determination, he and his team worked day and night. They faced setbacks, failures, and even ridicule from other nations. But Kalam never lost hope. His team successfully developed Agni and Prithvi missiles, making India self-reliant in defense. This earned him the title Missile Man of India. But Kalam was not just a scientist. He was a leader who believed in empowering others. He encouraged young minds, saying, "Dream big, work hard, and never give up." In 2002, something unexpected happened. The government and people of India chose Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam as the 11th President of India. The scientist who once sold newspapers as a boy now held the highest office in the country. But even as president, he remained humble. He would spend hours with children, answering their questions, encouraging them to dream. He believed the future belonged to the youth, and often said, "Dream, dream, dream." Dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts result in action. He refused luxury, lived simply, and focused on education, science, and innovation. Even after his presidency, he continued working with students, inspiring them to build a better India. On July 27, 2015, while giving a lecture at IIM Shillong, Kalam collapsed on stage. His last moments were spent doing what he loved, teaching and inspiring young minds. The entire nation mourned. Millions of people, from world leaders to school children, paid tribute to the man who had lit up their hearts with dreams. But Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam was never truly gone. His words, his vision, and his unshakable belief in the power of dreams continue to inspire generations.